Okay, so let me introduce our speaker for today. So, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to our honorable speaker, AP Dr. Nurkamimi Zainuddin, and all participants for today's workshop. So, thank you for joining our workshop entitled Learning Effectiveness of a Flexible Learning Study Program in a Blended Learning Design. Okay, so before we proceed with the sharing from Dr. Nurkamimi, let me introduce him. Okay. So Associate Professor Dr. Nurkamimi Zainuddin is an Associate Professor at the Faculty of Major Language, University Science Islam Malaysia, USIM. He has PhD in Computer Assisted Language Learning from International Islamic University Malaysia. Research focus is on teaching Arabic as a second language and technology-enhanced pedagogy. He was also the Deputy Chairman of the Malaysian E-Learning Council for Public Universities, AMEPTA. Currently the editor of International Journal of Language Education and Applied Linguistics, recipient of USIM Excellence Service Award for the year 2016 and 2018, and Outstanding Open Educational Resources Award in 2017. He is also actively involved in numerous research in the area of open and flexible learning. Instead, he coined his own term, which is FLOC, Foreign Language Open Online Learning course, by adapting the concept of learning buffet. So without further ado, I would like to invite AP Dr. Nurkamimi Zainuddin to start his sharing. So I will stop the sharing session.
Okay, thank you very much, my colleague, Dr. Daya Azra. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin. Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri. Wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli amma ba'd. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. And very good morning. Before we start with our session this morning, I just want to know maybe we have how many right now? 50.
50.
50, right?
Yes.
May I know which faculty you are coming from? Maybe you may
various various faculties in UNIMAS, and also
I would like to relate the presentation, okay, with whatever you have in your faculty, so it's easier for me and easy for you. So everything will be in line with whatever you have in your faculty. Maybe you may participants or representative from participant will may share your faculty name of your faculty, which faculty you are coming from, in the chat box. Okay, Faculty of Engineering, thank you very much. Medical, okay, we have from medical, we have from engineering, all right. From medical faculty. Okay, language and communication, Dr. Vimala, all right. Dr. Uy from Faculty of Medicine, okay, thank you very much. Science and Technology, okay. Dr. Heng from Cognitive Sciences and Human Development, all right. Okay. Social Sciences and Humanities, okay. I guess we have a few, all right. Okay, so thank you very much. IG and Communication, Language and Communication, sorry. Center for Pre-University, okay. We do have from Center for Pre-University, yes, okay. All right, okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So inshallah, in this, we will try our level best to make this session as fruitful and meaningful as we can. And thank you very much, Unimas and Dr. Daya Azra. I guess this is my third time, right? Because previous years during COVID, I presented about flipped learning in one session, and 1 year after we have 2 sessions in flipped learning and flipped classroom. So this year, demanded me to share about learning effectiveness of a flexible learning study program in a blended learning design. So we will discover and we will share, we will discuss together what makes a program in a faculty, okay, less effective or more effective than the other programs in the faculty or in the university itself. So before we start, allow me to introduce myself a little bit, even though Dr. Azra has introduced about me just now. My name is Nur Hamiz Zaimdin from Faculty of Major Language Studies, USIM. If you want to find more about me, you may log on to drhamimi.com. So allow me to introduce a little bit about my AI assistant.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, his name is Habibi. Meet my AI assistant. So I just make this video this morning using Canva actually. Okay, you may use Canva, okay, DDID AI presenter for free. Okay, if you feel shy, malu nak cakap in front of the screen kan, you boring of your voice already, and you may assist your AI system for free lah using Canva. Okay, okay again. Kuat sikit.
Hi, everyone. My name is Habibi, and I am the assistant to Dr. Kamimi. We hope all of you will enjoy the session. Now, let me pass the floor to my master, Dr. Kamimi. Tapukla Sikit.
Tepuklah sikit, tepuklah sikit. Alright, okay. So thank you, Habibi. Let me pass the floor to Dr. Hamimi. Okay, thank
Hi,
you, Habibi.
everyone.
Right. So Imam Ash-Shafi'i mentioned in his Dewan Ash-Shafi'i, all humans are dead except those who have knowledge. And those who have knowledge are asleep. Kita rasa mengantuk. Except those who do good deeds. And those who do good deeds are deceived. Merasa sedikit tertipu. Except those who are sincere, like all of you. And those who are sincere are always in a state of worry. So I guess you attend this kind of workshop organized by CAM, not just because you are forced to do so because of your LTD points, but we are in the state of worrying about our learning education landscape. We are worrying about our student, right? That's why we attend this kind of workshop in order for us to improve. We want to refurbish, we want to polish our teaching and learning and our pedagogy and technology knowledge. All right, so let's see the internet minutes. Okay, this is 2023 every minutes. Okay, the internet in 2023 every minutes, or we call what happened in 60 seconds in an internet minute. See, 22,000 visit to ChatGPT, even though ChatGPT just launched last November 2022. Even TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, they need at least 5 years to reach 100 million followers or million users. But in just 3 or 4 months, ChatGPT just reached 100 million users in 3 or 4 months. Very rapid, okay? And 664,000 video hours has been viewed in YouTube, okay? 10.4 million viewing minutes in Instagram and 11,035 fake accounts removed. So we are not talking about the legitimate account in Facebook, but we are talking about fake accounts too. And 6.3 Zoom minutes, meaning meeting minutes, or even we are using WebEx. So I can see from here, maybe I may ask all of you right now, what does this reflects, okay, to our teaching and learning landscape? What does this mean? My first question. Okay, please, all participants, you may share your response via chat box. What does this internet means to you? Thank you very much, Dr. Deborah. Technology is rapidly evolving. Yes. Good one. Thank you. What else? What does this internet minute means to you? 3.3 million photos created with smartphones. Information is at the fingertips of our students. Yes, correct. Dr. Melissa, information is readily available. Yes. Dr. Hamdi, routine for machine. We need to do the thinking part. Oh, mashallah. Brilliant. What else? Maybe we should receive another response. Last one. Dr. Heng, technology will replace manual routine and conventional work. Yes. Dr. Amy John, info anyway, anytime, right? So in my personal perspective, I may say that students are ready. Students are ready. But unfortunately, lecturers or instructors, not from UNIMAS, from other university, are not ready yet. Students are ready. Sometimes they bring their smartphone to class. Sir, maybe can I use my phone? But I don't know what to do when, because we don't assign them any task, any assignment related to their mobile phone. So that's why they are busy using their phone for something else. Okay. All right. Okay, so when we come, okay, Dr. Deborah makes us think, how do we use and incorporate this technology in our teaching techniques? Yes, correct. That one is another level, and how we can incorporate, we can envisage, we can leverage on technology in our teaching approach, teaching techniques, right? And or in our pedagogy. So Sage on the Stage. Before COVID, I guess we are used to apply the conventional setting whereby lecturer will stand in front of the student and student will sit at the back, all right? And during COVID, actually we are imitating the same technique, okay, whereby we are using Webex, we are using Zoom, sama je. Okay, we are sitting in front of the student at our home, and student will be at their kampung, okay, using Webex or Zoom or Microsoft Teams, right? But they are using their own screen. But it is, for me, still we name it as a Sage on the Stage, but in a virtual setting, okay? Because right now we don't know if you can take a look at your far right, okay, the picture. Students are maybe during class they are watching movies, they are cycling, they are resting, okay, they are doing something else. I still remember during my PTG pembelajaran teradung gantian, when I asked my student, Ahmad, where are you right now? Oh, sorry, Dr. Mimi, I am sending the food to the customer because I'm doing my Food Panda right now. See, during class, people are sending their Food Panda food to the customer. So this is what we call. So then I guess the internet minutes really reflect on how we can help this, we can improve our Sage on the Stage, because right now people might be considering that they are using Webex, they are using video conference, that they're already blending, they are already blended in a blended setting, but they are not, because you just transform from the conventional setting to the virtual setting, but you are still using the Sage on the Stage approach. All right, this is a very good debate. In fact, if you Google a learning retention pyramid, or learning style or learning preferences, they said that a learning pyramid is just a myth. Learning styles is just a myth. But I might say that this is a very good debate, because every human being, they have their own preferences, right? Right now, Dr. Dayang is wearing a blue baju kurung, and right now I'm wearing a red shirt. Why not? I'm wearing a red shirt, and Dr. Dayang wear a red baju kurung, kan? We have our own preferences. So some of the educationists, they mention in research, but there is no significant findings that learning retention is legit, learning preferences is rigid. But for me, I guess people has their own preferences. So we might entertain, we might harness the differences, multiple intelligence among our students and among our colleagues. That's why in this learning retention pyramid, you may see lecture will only remain the retention of 5% only, and this is what somehow we call it as a passive. Dr. Deborah, your slide are not moving. Dr. Azra, can you see learning retention pyramid?
Oh, still dekat AI automation ni, Doktor.
Oh, ya kah?
Oh,
Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, tak masuk pun dekat Imam Syafi'i tadi internet
tak
minit.
ada, tak ada. Oh,
Oh.
saya fikir tu just bunga-bunga kata.
Okay, sekejap. Kenapa tak masuk ya? Okay, how about now?
Okay.
Oh, ya ke lah, patutlah.
Hmm.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Okay, thank you, Deborah, for noticing me. Okay. So this is the Imam Shafi'i quotes and citation. Okay, so this is the internet minutes. Okay. All right. And then this is a stage on stage. Okay, the left side. Your left side is the same setting with the virtual setting. Okay, of our stage on the stage, we are still teaching the same. And the right one, on your right, you must see what happened. Okay, in our students punya ecosystem. Actually, they are multitasking student. All right, the learning retention pyramid, okay? So in order but lecture, reading, audiovisual, and demonstration still considered as a passive teaching techniques rather than discussion, practice, doing, and teach others will be considered as active. That's why we must see auditory learners, only auditory learners will have some interest for lecture and reading, whereby with visual learners, they might prefer something else, some other approach like audiovisual and demonstration, and people from maths, engineering, they might prefer to have some kind of discussion, practice doing, and teach others. So these are a few tips that you might things to ponder for us to measure our learning effectiveness. Okay, we must measure the way we convey our lecture, the way we convey our learning materials on according to the learning preferences, whereby perhaps they are from auditory learners, they are visual learners, and they are kinesthetic. So we might jive, we might merge the category of the student and the way we use the pedagogy like a demonstration, audiovisual in our class. Okay, so let's watch this video. I'm sorry. Let me stop sharing first because I forgot to share the sound. Share computer audio. Okay. All right, so the world is dynamic. Okay, you may see right now we are using 7 times more than Shakespeare's the words 7 times more than has words that have been used by Shakespeare during his time. So the big question mark here, how can we make the classroom as dynamic as the world around us? You may see social media analysts. I go through Job Street's website last week. Social media analyst, the salary for this position is 4,500 ringgit. Social media analyst, a position that we have not imagined 10 years back or 20 years back. Okay, when we ask our children, what's your ambition? Apa cita-cita awak? Askar, teacher, lecturer, lawyer kan. There's none of them will say to you back, my cita-cita, my ambition is to become a social media analyst. Okay, or maybe TikTokers okay lah. TikTokers you can get, you know, if your product is good, you know how to make some controversial punya statement, then you will get 10,000 and above. But social media analysts, we have so many jobs that not even did not even exist. Okay, 5 years back or 10 years back. Right, so can I ask all participants, how can we make the classroom as dynamic as the world around us? Because that the world is dynamic, but our classroom, sadly to say, sad but true, our class is not as dynamic as the world around us. So what say you? Please share your thoughts about how can we make our classroom as dynamic. Okay, Dr. Joseph Ramane, make us authentic. Yes, great. Good one. That means we are relating whatever we teach in our class with the real world situation. Yes, make us authentic. What else? Somebody's typing right now. Build rapport. Okay, Dr. Marlena. Yes, build rapport with our students. Okay, student with students, student with lecturer. Yes. I guess this is what lack in AI right now because they are not building the rapport. Okay, they just teach whatever they have been programmed. But we as a human being, we should or we must build the rapport. Okay, what else? How can we make our the classroom as dynamic as the world around us? Make use of technology, Dr. Melissa, grade 1. Or even without technology, we can always make our world as dynamic as the world around us. Out of the classroom thinking, Dr. Deborah, good one. Oh, Dr. Kwan, course content needs to be relevant and meaningful. Okay, this remind me of one case in University X, whereby the dad, okay, the father is using one PowerPoint, okay, and after 15 years, the same lecturer and the same lecturer still use the same PowerPoint without any, without any content, tak ada modification, without any modification. Then one day, happened to be his daughter or his son enrolled in the same university and same faculty and same lecturer. And in that particular time, I guess as a case study, the lecturer is still using the same name, Roslan and Fatima kot. And then the children aware because his father told the case study, and then say, Oh, this is 15 years back. Okay, this lecturer used the same Fatima and Roslan, same case. Okay, that's why I guess thoughts from Dr. Kwan is quite valid. Okay, course content needs to be relevant and meaningful. And Dr. Dayang create various learning zones or separate areas to accommodate different kinds of activities. Okay, this one is quite challenging, eh? Various learning zone ni kan. Okay, it's not that easy, but good. This one, okay, maybe we can work together on how we can discuss with SME or subject matter expert on how we can create various learning zones here, not just learn, because it is not a learning space, okay, but learning zones here because we want to separate areas to accommodate different kinds of activities. Depends. Tadilah maybe kena static punya, you nak ada satu maker space kan untuk engineering, untuk medical, we have certain yang people student can do their activities punya according or related to medicine or dentistry punya style. So ada separate area yang boleh accommodate this different kinds. So student akan rasa macam, oh, this is and I guess in MSU, Management and Science University, first year student, dia punya setup in their class is same like they have in office. Okay, they have the workspace and then they even address their lecturer as boss. Okay, when the professor or the doctor came in the class, they say, okay, Assalamualaikum boss, good morning. We have settled down. We have finished already finished preparing the minutes meeting. And minutes meeting is their task lah. Actually, their assignment, they call it as a minute meeting. Okay, tomorrow, boss. Tomorrow is next class. Tomorrow we have another meeting with this SME, with this industry. Actually, this is their task, but they are, converting all the jargons and the buzzword in education with the industry punya style. So student rasa macam the first year they are already in the industry lah. Okay, the setting in the class pun macam yang as suggested by Dr. Dayang, various learning zones. Okay, so they don't feel awkward anymore. They don't need industrial training lah because they are already trained in their classroom. Right, let us move on to next slide. Okay, so so we like to share the dimension of flexible learning. So when we're talking about flexible, maybe we are talking about flexibility in time. Okay, student may choose their time for learning and teaching, the flexibility in content, okay, the flexibility in entry requirement. This is quite tough too, kan? Kita masuk if they want to enroll to the degree level or undergraduate, they might have using the UPU entry requirement, but we are not that flexible enough. But we are talking about if you want to go more flexible, then we must have a flexibility in entry requirements and flexibility in delivery, okay, and flexibility in instructional approaches. We are talking about flexibility in performance or assessment. We have formative assessment, summative assessment. We have alternative assessment, and the flexibility in receiving or in creating our resources and support, and even flexibility in orientation or goals. Okay, this is some kind of dimension that I have gathered from the systematic literature review lah, when I go through from the ISI, WOS and Scopus articles talking about flexible learning. So these are all the dimensions of flexible learning. Right, but there are three things that to ponder. The first one is academics are often concerned about effectiveness of blending for student learning. That's why we organize this kind of talk. The second one would be educational institution offer and expand BL. BL means blended learning when they are confident that students will perform as they would in conventional class. Ini Dr. Dayang. If you want to go to blended learning, we need to make sure that our student will perform as they would in a conventional classroom. Then we will change to blended learning. See, the perceived usefulness or the perspective of the lectures. Okay, so these are from literature review. Some of the educational learners, they are not convinced enough to convert to blended learning because they are not confident enough that the student will perform as they would in their conventional setting. And number three, there is no significant differences or no significant difference. Okay, if you may follow the debate by Clark and Cosma, okay, they say you cannot compare between two groups. Okay, group A who did not use a blended learning. Okay, the second one is blended because they said that you are comparing mango and banana. Okay, that's why in our master level, at master level or PhD level, you need to compare between two groups, control groups and experimental groups. Both are using the same approach, blended learning, but differences maybe types of student, very fast pace, slow pace, a medium pace. So this is quite a long debate by Clark and Cosma. So these are among the things to ponder because if some we are talking about blended learning, some might because I am using blended learning since 2008 or 2009, but at that time you're talking about blended learning, they will say, it's okay, Hamimi, just go ahead with your blended learning. We will stay with our conventional classroom because of these three things to ponder. And so don't forget about the modifying design factors. So I have gathered these 6 modifying design factors from the literature review. Okay, so they all the educators in engineering, in nursing, in pharmacy, in social sciences, in counseling, in new media, they say in order for you, you must consider these design factors. Number one is interactive and cooperative activities. Okay, if you are successful in creating interactive and cooperative activities, so this is what CAM UNIMAS is striving to produce more and more interactive and cooperative activities in your class, right? The second one is collaboration and discussion. That's why when we convey our lectures, we get together with our students, we must emphasize more on collaboration, on how students can collaborate with their peers and collaborate with other peers from their same faculty or even from different faculty or different university. That's why if let's say your faculty, you have the JV, joint venture with other University of Malang lah, University of Brazil, University of Japan, from US, make sure you don't just do JV for your research only, but you do some kind of collaboration in order for you to create a global classroom. You ask your student to connect, to get in touch with that student from different countries, and they might share and discuss the same topic, and they might collaborate and discuss. So student will see, because we want to make ourselves, we want to, as mentioned by Dr. Daza, various learning zones, kan? Not just stay calm in UNIMAS, but you might move around with your collaborative partners, or your you have MOU and MOA with other university. You just make sure that your student will collaborate with them too. Number three is social presence of instructors. Some of the students will, we are not talking about the physical presence, but when we have the LMS, UNIMAS, Dr. Azra, UNIMAS guna LMS apa nama?
Kita guna ELIP.
ELIP.
Yes, ELIP.
LEAP.
LELEAP.
Okay, ELIP. Okay. So Moodle, okay, we are using Moodle or ELIP. Okay. Sometimes a lecturer will put some of question without any guidance. But students, they love to have the social presence of instructors, even in their WhatsApp group. Okay, even though you're using congratulations, bagi thumbs up pun okay dah. Rather than okay, you are not leading the discussion, you just throw some question and then just let it be, kan? Student ini Dr. Hamimi is not apa tak ada pun, just give us some question and then leave us just like that, kan? So this is a modifying these factors that will ensure, okay, will ensure that your classroom, your blended classroom will be some kind of effectiveness. Number 4 is knowledge and skills in new and real life situations. So it has been mentioned by Dr. Joseph Ramane just now, make tasks authentic. Okay, you must emphasize, okay, if you are giving this kind of task, what kind of knowledge and skill in new and real life situation it's all about. If we can describe about this in our course, and for sure student will get engaged. Okay, you will get some kind of very high participation rate from your student. Knowledge and skill in new. Okay, that's why, because some of the course we just emphasize more on philosophical and epistemology, and then the definitions, and then the theoretical backgrounds and theory underpinnings, kan? But we fail to relate the knowledge and skill, and how can they relate, they use this kind of theory and philosophical things in their new or real life situation. Okay. Factor number 5 is study level, specialization, and disciplines. So in order for you to, you cannot share the same content for undergraduate and postgraduate and pre-university level. Okay, you must differentiate between study level and specialization, whether they are coming from social science or pure science, okay, from hard science, okay. So you need to differentiate between these three. And last but not least, identify course structure and guidance. So I guess come using ELIP model, normally they will use SIM kan, apa self instruction module kan, kat situ. So ada dia punya course outline, and then how many activities, how many tutorials, activities, and then assessment. So this is what we call identified course structure and guidance. Because during micro learning, for those who like to nak sah jawatan kat USIM kan, normally they will go through me lah as a panel for micro learning or macro learning. So some of them just Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and then just jump to the tajuk and to the title without even noticing us addressing about the course outline or course outcome. Okay, you may share with your student about the course outcome at the beginning of your lecture or evening or your class, or before you end your class. It's okay, it's just flexible. But if you fail to share with your student at the end of the class, we may achieve what? Kan? Nanti student will get lost because they don't know what they will achieve at the end of the class. All right. Okay, up until now, do we have any question? I guess we don't need to wait until the end of the session. If you have any question, just type in the chat room. I will. It's okay. Feel free to stop me, or if you want to replay back, it's okay. No problem. If there's any question, I guess continue with the next slide. Right. So even though some of the lectures, some of the educationists and researchers, they say that learning style is just a myth, but I'm still stick with it, inshallah. So let us play one quiz. Perhaps Dr. Azra and gang yang have already participated last year, maybe you have played this ni tak acil lah kan. If you want to play the same game kan, for newcomers, then should be okay lah. Alright, so kindly use your phone or tablet or laptops, log on to kahoot.it. Kahoot.it. I guess most of you are already familiar lah with kahoot.it. Okay. Right, the game pin is 128176. 128176. Log on to kahoot.it and the game pin is 128176. Okay, we have 19 already. 2. All right, but I'm so sorry. Last month I have a workshop with University Malaya. I guess the free version of Kahoot right now they only allow around 50 kot. So first come first serve eh. Okay, Dr. Heng kan 50. So we have 71. So let's see who's the luckiest 50. So sorry Kalau the rest I guess you may use a chat box lah. But unfortunately your name will not appear in the Kahoot punya scoreboard. So of course we know lah this is the business model of Kahoot kan. After so many years kan, mana boleh free kan, they cannot remain as free. Right, we have 33. So we I guess we have 10 seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, question number 1. We have 10 questions. Question number 1. Which learning style takes a lot of notes so they can see the words that are spoken? All right, visual learners, okay? So normally visual learners, not just visual learner, visual administrative staff, visual lecturers, okay? We take a lot of notes so that we can see that the word are spoken. And visual learners is some kind of characteristic of visual learners. Wow, congratulations, the Levasi. Next, question number 2. Which learner may not study well at the desk? Okay, kinesthetic learners. Okay, so lecturers from APSK, from Faculty of Medicine and Health Science, from engineering. Okay, during your study, during your undergraduate level. Okay, do you find yourself study well at the desk? We are not saying that they cannot stay at the desk, okay? But they may not study well at the desk. They may study at the desk, but they may not study well at the desk. Okay, this is what kinesthetic learners are all about. They are moving around. They love to move around. All right, Dr. Lebasi is still there. KK and Iza catching up. Let's climb up together. Question number 3. These learners like to talk to a partner while they study. Alright, auditory learners and auditory lecturers pun kan. We love to talk to a partner, not just makcik bawang. Okay, so that one is some other landscape lah. But auditory learners ni, let's say if you want to convey some of the messages kan, you want, can I call you, Dr. Dayang? Oh, alah, WhatsApp je lah. They don't know what to share. Okay, if they want, they can reply back. I am auditory lah, Dr. Dayan. That's why I want to call you because I want to hear your voice. Okay, and they love in the WhatsApp and Telegram. They love to use voice note. Orang suka guna voice note ni kan. Itu memang auditory lah. Okay, right. Wah, Dr. Lebasi still there. Oh, ni ada soalan bocor ke? Hani is the highest climber. Okay, good job. Next, question number 4. These learners walk around a lot when they have to memorize something. Yes, kinesthetic learners. I don't know why they walk around when they want to memorize something. Maybe people from psychology or from medicine can describe a little bit about this lah. What happen when you walk around a lot and then it can improve your memory. Okay, but this is characteristic of kinesthetic learners too. Okay, very unique, very unique. Oh, Dr. Lebasi is still there. Okay, I challenge all of you to beat Dr. Lebasi. Come on. Question number 5. These learners will use a highlighter to see the main idea. Wow, visualness. Wah, ramai betul kat sini. Alhamdulillah. Right. Dr. Nurhida kinesthetic. Okay, Dr. Nurhida is using chat box. Dr. Deborah, beside teaching works best in remembering. Oh, bedside teaching. Bedside teaching. Oh, ni nak kena tahu juga ni. Apa bedside teaching ni Okay, good one. Dr. Lebasi still there. Boon, Gigi, Sham and Hang still there. Okay, catching up. Question number 6. These learners excel when they listen to lectures. Ini je yang excel when they listen to lectures. Okay, Dr. Nurhida untuk soalan first. Okay, thank you. Okay, Dr. Nurhida pun answer auditory learners. Okay, so please bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, only auditory learners will have some interest in your lectures. Okay, not visual learners, not kinesthetic learners, not logical learners, not mathematical learners, not solitary learners. Okay, only auditory learners. I don't say that lectures is bad. No, lectures are good, but you may some kind of dictate and strategize how many minutes maybe for engineering for the first five minutes, the first 10 minutes you may proceed with your lectures and then go straight with your activities and your hands-on activities with your students. All right, Dr. Lebasi is still there. Question number 7. These learners would rather give an oral presentation than written work. Okay. Okay. Some might ada kinesthetic kan, ada those of you are solitary learners and visual learners, but auditory learners, if we give them presentation, okay, oral presentation, they will excel. Suka sangat. But written work, alah, for auditory learners, that's why during COVID, auditory learners ni, the happiest species in the world, in university, because they love to have a video assignment, podcast assignment. This is their forte, for auditory learners, not for kinesthetic learners. They love oral presentation too, but auditory learners ni is their forte lah. Okay, rather than written work. Finally, Dr. Levesi, what happened? Ada stuck ke kat phone? Okay. Dr. Gigi is catching up. The first one, Boon, Dr. Heng, and Dr. Uy. Okay. Question number 8. These learners could read their notes into a recorder and then play their notes back to study. Okay, there's a hint there kan, auditory learners. That's why for administrative staff, if you may see that during meetings kan, they will bring their own recorder kan, but because they might forget all the minutes. That's why they will rely on the recorder. Okay, that's why some of the students will read their notes in the recorder, and students who are in tahfiz actually they are using the recorder to record their bacaan, and then during tasmid with the ustaz, they will play back the recorder, and even in their prayers, okay, daily prayers, they will use the same tone, the same voice, the same makhraj, and the same record, okay, the same sound from the recorder in their solah. Okay, kalau they have their preferred imam, and then they will use the same tones and the same voice of the ustaz in their solah. Okay, this is some kind of characteristic of auditory learners too. Dr. Boon still, okay, number 1. Dr. Lebasi, come on, Dr. Lebasi. We have 2 more questions. Question number 9. Copying and recopying your notes helps these learners to study better. Okay, Dr. Norhida answered visual learners, okay. Yes, visual learners. Okay. Sometimes in our class kan, we ask our student, okay, don't do anything else. Just listen to my lectures. But some of the visual learners, dia punya tangan tu shaking their hands are shaking to take notes. Okay, copying and recopying. It is not that your notes, okay, from your lecture notes is not comprehensive enough, but this is some kind of a characteristic of visual learners. They love to copying and recopying their notes because it helps them to study better. Okay. So I still remember lah, SPM and STPM student kan, they have their own notes, lipat-lipat lagi like a kipas punya fan shape lah, ada bentuk itulah ini kan, so many shapes, because from there we will see lah, oh, this is our visual learners. Okay, because that's why during my face-to-face workshop, even in my face-to-face workshops, I may see some of the participants kan copying kan, do some notes. Saya dah jadi macam nujum pak belalang. Oh, ini visual lecturers, ini auditory. Kita tahu. Yang duduk depan tu bukan sebab dia power ke sangat ke, latecomers come late and then you sit at the back. No, because some of the auditory learners, they prefer to look at, to sit at the back because they don't need to see whatever the words have been spoken, but they need to hear and listen. Just listen. Tapi visual learners, visual lecturers ni, they love to sit in front because they want to see the appearance, the body language, semua tu. That's why it plays a very good role lah. Even in your video kan, your video in that you uploaded in your ELIT or in your LMS, your Moodle, you must imagine that students are in front of you. Okay, so student will get connected, will get hooked with your videos. Yeah, okay, because some of them are visual learners, some of them are auditory learners. We must harness and we must entertain all these sort of students. Okay, let's see. Doktor gigi rambut. Doktor tadi lebasi tadi mana dah? Ya Allah. Connected lah, disconnected. Okay, doktor gigi rambut Doktor Uy, hang dengan KK. Sikit-sikit ni, boleh lagi ni. Okay, last but not least, the final question. Listening to music helps these learners to focus better when they study. Let's see, Unimas this time, Dr. Azra, berapa ramai betul? Masih satu ke like last year or we may get more than one? Masih satu. Okay. Ramai je auditory lagi kan. Semua macam apa pula ni? Betul lah. Kan listening tu doktor. Listening to music helps these learners to focus better when they study. See? This is a quite tricky question. Listening to music. Okay? Not listening to lectures. Kan? You are listening to something else. So kinesthetic learner ni, they are multitasking. Okay? They are listening to something else. They are studying about engineering, medicine, microorganism, kan, microbiology, but they are listening to something else, not to the lectures. Kalau auditory learners, listening to lectures help these learners to focus better. Yes, this is auditory learners. Tapi kinesthetic learners ni one level up, listening to something else, not just music lah. Dengar lecture blabbering dalam kelas pun boleh focus better juga. Because they can study better, because they can focus with something else. Even like us kan, at kitchen pun, kalau yang kinesthetic learners ni, basuh siang ikan and then you're washing your clothes, lepas tu boleh pula ni, boleh buat, you can do 2 or 3 things at one time. But some of them I must finish as siang ikan dulu and then I will go to wash my clothes and then baru boleh settle learn. Okay, so inilah kita punya kepelbagaian lah. Various type of learners, various type of human being. Alright, so the winner goes to congratulations to Dr. Uy. Okay, congratulations, Dr. Boon and Hero Hindustan kalah dulu, menang kemudian Dr. Gigi. Okay, ada runner up itu Dr. Heng and Dr. Kiki. So if you want to play this Kahoot with your student, okay, you may type in Kahoot Hamimi Learning Styles and then please share far and wide with your students. Okay, Dr. Sabrun, number of study found unsupported result suggesting learning style effect, yes. And how many lecturers utilize learning style as an indicator to craft their student plan? Also, how do we fairly assess student work when different students might excel? Okay, yes, let me start first. Kahoot.
Doktor sekejap. Doktor punya video tak ada.
Saya stop kejap untuk bagi laluan Kahoot. Saya tengok chat tadi. Oh, dah hilang dah chat tadi. Ya Allah. Hold on. Okay. Right. Like I mentioned just now, a few, not just a few, tons of studies have found unsupported results suggesting learning style effect on our student performance. That's why, as I said before, as a human being, Kalau kita, if we don't have any, our not just our learning preferences, we have our work preferences, kan, our food preferences. Like me, I'm maybe Dr. Azra suka makan nasi apa ya? Kalau di sana mi kolok ke, ada nasi kat sana kan. Saya kat sini kita in Semenanjung we have nasi lemak, ada makanan yang laksa Johor ke dan sebagainya. Even in food we have our food preferences. Like clothes kan, I'm wearing a red shirt right now. Dr. Azra is wearing a blue baju kurung. Why don't we have only red, all of us wear the same red? So it's for me, I have gone through a very long debate lah. Some says yes, there's no supportive details, but people are doing more and more research on this learning style because we have so many right now. That's why they want to introduce about TPAC on UDL, Universal Design Learning, about Ganye 9 event of instruction. So as for me, I can see because we have so many differences. That's why in our class, if we entertain them, we teach using the same, and then student will get bored. That's why the first question that student in the first 21st century will ask you in your class, they will, if we give some kind of lecture, because we are using only one perspective, one teaching approach, they will ask the first question, can I have this kind of lecture in YouTube? Kan? Can I have this kind of lecture in YouTube? Boleh tak saya dapat lecture yang sama dalam YouTube? If the answer is yes, for sure you will be ignored because they might have some kind of more quality and better video from YouTube. But that's why how about we are using the same video from Harvard, from RMIT, from Cambridge, and then we collaborate with our students, and then we elaborate more and more, and we proceed with the activities. So as for me, there are two groups lah. The first one is they don't convince with the learning style because they say that there is no recent founding studies supported their design learning style, but there are more people because we would like to entertain students' differences. Okay, that's why if you want to pay your food in restaurant pun, some might opt for cash kan. Ada orang guna QR code, ada orang guna transfer. Kalau kita just kekal dengan we just remain as a one method of payment je, so susahlah kita nak bergerak lebih ni lah. Okay, thank you very much Dr. Sabrun for your concern. Alhamdulillah.
Satu soalan Dr. dari Dr. Norhida binti Ramli. What is the solitary learner?
Okay, next slide. Next slide. Sekejap sabar Dr. Norhida. Thank you very much. Nanti kita pergi next. Okay. Alright, so this is UNIMAS 21st Century Learners. Okay. You may see on your far left, this is a hierarchy. Kan? Students, there are students, and then postgraduate students, and then they have lecturers, they have deans, and then lepas tu kita ada rector ataupun kita ada TNCA, and then Knight Chancellor. But right now, what happened? Okay, just imagine at 3 a.m. in the morning, student because right now we don't know student where they study, when they study, with whom they are studying with kan. Kita tak tahu sekarang ni dah jadi caca merba dah kan. And then very high wire kan. And then at let's say 3 a.m. in the morning, they ask you a question kan. So normally kita at 3 a.m. in the morning we are still sleeping kan. And then we cannot answer all questions. But at that time, you will see sometimes students will not wait for us for any responses. They will go for hierarchy. If you don't respond at 3 a.m. in the morning, they will find the answer from something else, from Google, from ChatGPT, kan? Because that's why they are using ChatGPT more than they ask you, because we cannot, we as a human being, we have our limitation. So not just in UNIMAS, in USIM, in IUM, in any IPTAs in Malaysia, students are moving towards hierarchy. They are not hierarchy anymore. So how, the question is how we can harness, we can entertain this kind of students. So I might suggest, according to my previous experiences in my WhatsApp group, okay, the rule number one, or rule of thumb, I will can say, students, all students can ask, student can collaborate, student can cooperate, and student can ask question in this WhatsApp group 24/7. There's no limitation, but the answers will be coming from the student, not from Dr. Hamimi. Okay. So student, it doesn't matter if they want to ask you at 3 a.m. in the morning, because the answer will be coming from the student. So biarlah, biar 12 a.m. Ataupun 11 p.m. you want to go to bed, and then you just mute your WhatsApp group, kan? Jangan risau. And then bila you bangun tidur 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning, so you'll be some kind of flood messages in your WhatsApp group, kan? So don't worry, because all the question will be answered by the student, from the student to the student. So make your student as your co-pilot. Okay. Empower your student to be your co-pilot, and then kita, what is the role of us, of lecturers? We just validate. At the end of the day, we just when we wake up and then see, oh, there's jawapan, and then we just validate and congratulate all, kan? So you tak rasa penat sangat nak jawab hierarchy punya apa tu generations ni, sebab yang students who is asking pun satisfied, students are answering pun satisfied, because kita ada social presence, kan, dekat kita punya WhatsApp group tadi. So kita punya masa pun tak, we don't waste our time. Or if we wake okay, kadang-kadang kita afraid, kan, 24 student ni dia tak tahu, dia asking without even looking at time. But don't worry, right now the answer should be coming from student, and then we just, as a learning coach, learning facilitators, kan, we just leverage on the technology to enhance the learning retention and learning attainment of our students. Okay, this is another concept. I have not published any papers about this. I'm just looking at as a Muslim lah. Kalau yang Muslim, you know, kan, kalau kita tawaf dekat Kaabah tu, kita tawaf 7 times, okay, anti-clockwise, kan? As we conceptualize humanizing in the loop of blended learning design. Whatever technology, okay, circle pedagogy or content or knowledge, we and students, kita nampak, we as a center educators, kan, kita yang melihat students tu yang they are changing, kan, students changing, batch, we have so many cohorts, and then pedagogy pun ada evolving, content is evolving, and technology yang paling laju sekali, kan, the first layer ni, kan, yang paling cepat, very rapid change, very rapidly, kan. Tapi kita duduk kat tengah ni, kita perhatikan, we just monitoring the technology, pedagogy and our students, and then we strengthen our pedagogy and content. Okay, whatever. So don't be afraid of these changes, kan. So kalau ada yang nak collaborate, if you want to collaborate with me about this, we may publish some articles about this concept of tawaf. Okay, but you got what I mean, right? The concept of tawaf, we as educators as a pillar, and then whatever changes in terms of technology, pedagogy and content and knowledge, and even students, we just monitor and improve ourselves from time to time. Okay, right. So this is 6 years ago. I wrote about Revolusi Industry 4.0 hasilkan University Uber. You may find if let's say if you cannot see this because the word is very small. You may find from internet lah, Google University Uber Nur Hamimi. Okay, you may find this article. But the gist of the article is right now you will see we are moving towards a Grab University, whereby somehow, like it or not, university will become just as an agency. Macam Grab kan? Grab, they have agency, Grab, and then they have drivers and riders, and then they have customers, and then they have the mobile apps as a medium, right? But right now, you may see during COVID, kan, during COVID, university is just like agency because nobody attended to university, kan? And then lecturers, sorry lah, bukan nak cakap kita ni sama taraf dengan driver, tapi the concept of lecturers is just like a driver because we are sending the learning materials to our student as customers in a Grab punya hierarchy, kan? Using Ellipse, using Moodle, kan? Using Zoom, kan? Learning materials we are sending them using mobile apps. So I may see this the end of 2023 we drive the education. Yes, Dr. Hang, betul. So macam konsep Grab University juga kan. So we will see APT later on they will ask any university you want to add more faculties, you want to add more students, there's no problem because you don't need to build more buildings. Kita nak buat faculty, kita akan fikir kan, kita kena tambah bangunan, kena tambah macam-macam lagi. Tapi right now using this concept of Grad University, we can add more students without building more buildings. Okay. Right, I might share the 7 habits of highly effective educators who use technology. Okay, the first one is always start with the why. Normally, we will start with what first. What tablet to use, what software to use, but we must start with the why. Okay, because highly effective educators who use technology have a reason for using new technology tools. Okay, even though like say when I use Kahoot, some lecturer will ask, "Alah, dah 5 years dah pun guna Kahoot lagi," because I don't start with what, because I start with why. So when they ask me why you still use Kahoot, Dr. Mimi, because we have Quizzes, we have Quizlet, we have Schoology, we have Socrative, but I reply back to them. I still use Kahoot because it support Arabic script natively. As for me, I have a good cause for that. Okay, I still use Kahoot because it support Arabic script, Arabic letters natively. That's why I still, because I always start with why, not just with what. Whether it saves times, improve learning outcomes, or helps with lesson planning. Number 2, malleable and can easily adapt. So when you want to use a new technology, please make sure that because technology is constantly changing and the classroom environment will be drastically different in 2 years. That's why people from ICT macam Dr. Dayang, Zura semua, actually kita punya literature review tu kalau more than 3 years, 4 years pun dah macam sounds obsolete. Kan? Memang nak cari the recent 2 years sebab teknologi ini memang dia constantly changing. Tapi please bear in mind that you must choose that technology that can easily adapt. For non-technical, for technical, maybe Kahoot is kind of outdated lah. You may have some kind of more sophisticated, but people from languages, from communication, we are not used to very technical encoding, so we might as well we use the technology that really can be adapted easily. Okay, number 3, embrace change. Most educators who use technology are innovators or early adopters. And the world hates change, yet it is the only things that has brought progress. So the mindset lah, the mindset. So nak jadikan we are talking about effectiveness of our blended learning ni, you must change your mindset first. Embrace change. Number 4, share more and more, because technology has opened the door for collaboration, and knowledge is power, but it also free. And technology lovers share best practices, which benefits everyone. So for those any participants in this session, if you have any YouTube channel, you may share in your ni. Nanti saya nak tengok and saya nak subscribe. Boleh? Any participants in this session, if you have any YouTube, tapi make sure jangan YouTube yang healing lah YouTube yang healing, camping, tak maulah. We want YouTube yang ada berkaitan dengan engineering ke, dengan medicine yang you guna, that you use your YouTube videos for educational purposes. Okay, you may share in the chat room. Not just for me, for the others boleh tengok, kita belajar sama-sama. Yang saya punya nanti boleh tengok juga from my YouTube channel Dr. Hamimi. You may see because 90% of my YouTube content is all about educational purposes lah. You must see on how I use a video, podcast, interviews, or even Lightboard, okay, to teach. Because when we share more and more, that's how people will recognize you, not just from your publication, but from your digital footprint. So this is considered as a digital footprint lah, because you publish more and more OER or open educational resources. Number 5, think not just win-win situation, but win-win-win-win. Because win number 1 is that there's nothing better than having an administrator embrace technology from the administrator standpoint. The second win is it is imperative that you show parents, okay, win situation for parents. So not just for administrative staff, for come Unimas, but for parents, because the third win is for educators, because you have truly believed that it can impact learning outcome. And lastly, the fourth win is for student, because they must see the value. So kita tengok when we design our blended learning punya setup, kan, it must be win for administrative staff, win from the parents, for ourselves as an educators, and for the student, because they might see the value of using blended learning situation or blended learning setting. Number 6, extremely thorough and think 2 steps ahead, because highly effective educators who use technology already know the answers to any question, and they have concrete examples showing its effectiveness. Okay, and last but not least, actively care. See, the social presence again. Highly effective educators typically are short-sighted about the lesson plan idea and thinking of ways to engage their classroom, and they embrace technology not just because they make their job easier, but because it allows them to make a greater impact. So this is a UDL I'm talking about. Banyak kan, UDL ni kalau kamu nak buat pun boleh ambil 1 hari 2 hari just for universal design for learning guidelines. So you might nanti boleh minta Dr. Kiman ke, minta bantu dia untuk guna universal design for learning guidelines ni. But if you want to know more about UDL, you may log on to UDL. Okay, tengok bawah sekali tu, udlguidelines.cas.org. Ada semua dia ceritakan macam mana kita provide multiple means of engagement, kan. Dia ada dia punya checkpoint. You will see this number, right? 7, 7.1. These are all explorers. Dia macam explorers, ada checkpoint. 7.1. Kalau you nak provide option for recruiting interest, kalau untuk sustaining effort and persistence, boleh buat satu-satu ni. Self-regulation, because at the end of the day, we might produce expert learners who are rather either purposeful and motivated, or resourceful and knowledgeable, or strategic and goal directed. Dia dah susun dah satu persatu. You may start with the access first, and then to the build phase, and then the internalize phase. Yang ni memang menarik lah. Saya tak sempat nak tunjuk hari ini. because I want to share about some other ni juga, not just learning style per se, but we're talking about universal. This is so in thing right now lah, memang sangat in sekarang ni. Kalau nak buat for FRGS pun boleh. Kalau you buat untuk fundamental kan, you boleh gunakan universal sebab it's a universal. It can be used for medicine, for engineering, for architecture, for ICT, these learning guidelines to expand your FRGS lah untuk gunakan in your field. Because we're talking about the why of learning, what of learning, and how of learning. Right? Right, so we're talking about not just learning style, but we're talking also about learning references because we have so many types of students, types of lecturers. Okay, let's watch this video.
Doktor tak unmute the mic.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Dr. Joseph, matilah buat macam ni dengan 200 students. Okay, for your information, FYI, I used to teach in pusat pengajian teras kan, whereby they have Arabic, for those who take Arabic as a WU or Wajid University. Actually, I have 400 students, 400 students per class. Okay, but mula-mula pun at the beginning, Dr. Joseph, I feel very anxiety juga, like anxious about these numbers lah. But when through my workshops, I get more and more feedbacks. We must appoint little ambassador. So let's say I have 400, I must appoint little Hamimi, little ambassador. So let's say 400 students, I just take 40 students from this 400, come to me, I do some kind of 5 or 10 minutes TOT, training of trainers, and then they will go back to the community and be another 40 Hamimi to 400 students. If rely on Hamimi again, memang mati, confirm mati. Matilah tu kan. Tapi when you have a co-pilot, okay, co-worker, and this 40 student pun, they will be very very happy because kita macam ada kepercayaan kan, we believe in them, and then kalau dia ada bagi kesalahan, and then kita tengok balik, kalau let's say dia macam telefon buruk lah kan, telefon buruk punya permainan tu kan, kita kata okay, today you must buy milk, onion, and then sampai ke orang kedua, lalas sekali tak ada apa dah tinggal onion je, milk sudah hilang, telur sudah hilang, apa pun barang sudah hilang. So that's why the communication tu kita make sure 40 ni, kita train 40 and then they will go back. Okay, tomorrow ataupun next class another 40 pula. Semua akan rasa, they will all feel that they have been appointed as the little Hamimi in the class. So yang tu akan membuatkan kita mati lambat sikit lah. Tak mati sangat. Okay, so memang easier said than done, Dr. Joseph. I know it's easier said than done. Tapi kita dah lama-lama 10 years, 20 years, you will get used to it. That's why the very first class yang kita first lecture tu, it is very important for you to brief your student. Okay, kelas saya ni, student will run the show. Nanti student apa pula kami yang kena run the show ni? Why we will run the show? You lah lecturer. You pakai staff card pun lecturer kan? And then you give us lecture lah. Rasa kita punya staff card pun Dr. Azra kena tukar lah, learning coach kan, ataupun learning facilitator, baru kita facilitate sebab kita nama pun lecturer. That's why we lecture lah, because we are lecturers. Okay, thank you very much Dr. Joseph for your concern just now. Okay, from this video, I don't ask you to dance in front of your class, okay, but what does this video reflects you? What does this video means to you? Oh, Dr. Joseph already mentioned about edutainment. Okay, nice. What else? All right, Dr. Shamuddin, good one. Teacher to students relation. I don't see, I don't feel that, I don't see that the teacher will remember all the dance variation at the beginning. I guess the first or second week might be tough for him. Kan, nak ingat semua step tu. Kalau salah, student mungkin ponteng kelas dan sebagainya kan. What else? It's not just about dancing, but what are the teacher took initiative to be creative and attract attention for students to view learning to be fun and exciting. And for sure, your class will be most awaited one. Betul tak? Oh, nak pergi kelas Dr. Deborah lah. I'm waiting for Dr. Deborah. Hari ni apa pula dia nak bawa? Minggu lepas kita orang, they will be surprised kan. Tiap-tiap hari ada surprise. Padahal dia punya learning materials ni is the same. Kan? Kita according to our course outline. Tapi hari penyampaian dia kreatif, and then inilah blended learning yang membuatkan student engage and apa kata orang connected with you, because you took an initiative to be creative and attract attention of the student, kan? Or else nak pergi kelas mana? Alah, nak pergi kelas Dr. Deborah lah. Tapi sekarang ni, oh Dr. Deborah, hari ni apa dia nak bawa pula ni kan? Student diversity, okay, good one. Student diversity. Inilah Dr. Sabrul yang saya sebut tadi kan. Some of the educationists they don't believe in student learning styles tadi kan, learning preferences. Even student punya ni pun ada diverse tadi, macam-macam. Cuba kalau lecturer tu semua dia joget sama-sama je, mesti yang lain semua boringnya. Sama je. Student number 1 and student number 20 semua macam ni je. I tak nak lah ikut you, I nak buat I punya je. Kan? Sebab ada diversity. That was my argument lah. Okay, right? Because Allah in Holy Quran, Allah has mentioned in Surah Al-Isra, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, إن السمع والبصر والفؤاد كل أولئك كان عنه مسؤولا, means indeed the hearing, the sight and the heart, about all those, one will be questioned later on. Segala yang kita guna, the way we as a visual learners, auditory learners, all will be questioned later on. What have been used, your paca indra, your sixth sense, your senses, your senses, what for has been used. Kalau kita stick with one only, and then there's no use of it. Okay. Another question. Ini ada gambar kan? Picture in front of you. This is a normal, a typical situation in a hotel or in a cafe. We have so many food and dishes here. And one day, an old woman with her daughter, okay, come to this restaurant, and then her daughter asks this old lady, "Mama, what do you want to eat?" And surprisingly, this old lady replied, "I don't know what to eat." Okay, the question, ladies and gentlemen, why? The daughter asked, "Mama, what do you want to eat?" And surprisingly, this old lady replied back, "I don't know what to eat." Even though we have so many dishes here, why? Okay, too many choices. Let's say Deborah. Okay, what else? Spoiled for choice. Okay. What else? The auntie was on diet. Okay, most probably. Yeah, okay. Yes, maybe. Because too hungry pun kadang-kadang tak tahu apa nak makan kan. Because we are too hungry. Okay, so the daughter asked her mother back, "Mama, why you don't know what to eat? Even though there are so many dishes here." Confused, Lawrence, Dr. Lawrence confused kan, banyak sangat kan. And the mom replied, No, I don't find any rice and some terubuk masin. You bukan tak tahu kan? I suka plain rice and sikit terubuk masin dengan sambal lah. Ini semua ni apa ni? Ada beef salami, ada ni. I'm not used to it. So, yes, not familiar with the choice and food was not her preference. So that means even though we serve a lot of foods, but it doesn't mean that it is enough for all, but it is suitable for all, right? Yeah, Dr. Isabel, misaligned. Okay? So this is the first case lah. Makanan banyak tak maksudnya bagus. Okay? There are lots of foods, but it doesn't mean that it really suit with the requirement, with the needs of the customer. No one dish is for everyone liking. Yes. Okay. Same goes with this picture. Okay. These are colors in my wife's punya wardrobe. Tudung, scarf. Okay. Banyak kan? Dr. Azra macam biasa je kan? Mungkin ada warna-warna yang tak ada kat sini Right. One day, we want to attend a wedding ceremony. And then my wife complained about there's no tudung to wear. There's no tudung to wear. I'm like, seriously? From this leaves green down to tangerine orange, you don't know what to wear for your tudung? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the question is why? Because men, we cannot process this one. Okay lah, for Dr. Isabel, Dr. Nicholas kan, mungkin bukan tudung lah, mungkin shoes ke kan, mungkin shirts ke, not just tudung lah. Dr. Sabrun kan, tak boleh brain, okay, sama. Okay, towel ke, okay, Dr. Hang, alright. It doesn't suit the theme of occasion. Yes, definitely. My wife answered back, the theme of the wedding ceremony is one color between this mahogany and this golden cocoa. I'm like, what? The theme of the habis lah kan? Habis lah There's a one color. I didn't remember the color. Okay. One color. Ada Dr. Azra Ada satu color lagi yang terselit kat sini between this mahogany and golden cocoa. Saya tak ingat nama apa. Maho cocoa kot nama dia. Okay. So, I kata, okay lah. You just combine this mahogany, your mahogany scarf and the golden cocoa. And then I Google back. There's a big no-no. Baru kita belajar Okay, lama dulu lah. Baru mula kahwin dulu Does not suit the mood of the day. Yes. Hint for shopping maybe. Oh my God. Okay. I learned new colors code today. Thank you, Dr. Joseph. Okay. So, there's a one color there. Okay. Unless we buy that scarf, then we go to the wedding ceremony. Or else, just forget it. Nanti kalau orang tanya why we don't go, terlupa. Padahal tudung tak jumpa. Okay. So, this first case is in the restaurant. About the old lady, and this happened to me as well in terms of the tudung. Okay. So what's apa kaitan dia, Dr. Mimi? So what? Apa kaitan tudung dengan what is the relationship between this tudung and restaurant with our educators? Okay, so Dr. Nurhida tadi asked me about solitary kan? Ni nampak the learning styles, visual learners, they love to use image, pictures, color layout, use mind maps. Okay, you may save this picture or boleh screenshot nanti. Solitary learners, you prefer to or study to work alone, or use self-study. Auditory learners prefer sound and music. Verbal linguistic, you prefer using words, both in speech and writing. Kinesthetic, people are from engineering, from medicine, You prefer using your body, hands, and sense of touch. Logical and mathematical, you prefer using logic. Everything. What is the logic behind this? Mesti soalan tu akan keluar. What is the reason? Kan? Kita minta buat blended learning kan, Dr. Azra kan, 70-30. What is the logic or reason behind this blended? Dia mesti nak tanya tu. Because I am logical lecturers. Because they aim to understand the reason behind the content and skills. They create the use list by extracting key points. And social and interpersonal, you prefer to learn in groups or with other people. Bukan setakat untuk learn nak makan pun betul nak makan dengan group, betul tak? Kalau solitary ni nak pergi makan, you want to eat with us lunch, tak apa. Sebenarnya tak apa. In bracket, I am solitary lah. Tapi yang social ni makan tak boleh. Kalau tak, if you don't have any company people to accompany you, tak makan pun tak apalah, because I am interpersonal lah, ataupun I am social learners, right? So kan orang kata this is the myth kan. Kalau you use semua sound and music in your class, you bagi 1,000 videos in your class, tons of videos, what happened to the solitary learners? What happened to the logical? What happened to physical? Kan? Kalau kita buat semua kinesthetic, what happened to visual and verbal ni? Okay? Ada yang student yang suka reading and writing, tactile learners. Tadi doktor sebut VARK kan? Visual, auditory, reading and kinesthetic. Reading ni masih penting. Maksudnya PDF also be used in our class. Not just videos. Right. So what type of learners are you? Jom kita tengok what types of learners are you, or what types of lectures are you? Okay. bit.ly/VARK2023. Okay, I have shared the link, chat box. Let's discover what are your learning styles. You may use this link. Okay, so this link will lead you to VARK questionnaire. How do you learn best? So I'm choosing a very simple questionnaire to help you to identify what is your learning styles. Okay, so we have I guess how many questions here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, around 16 or 17. Okay, let us fill in the questionnaire first. You may choose more than one answer for one question, okay? And lastly, please share your result in the chat box. Wow, the fastest one, Dr. Joseph, visual 4, read and write. Okay, 10. Sorry, Dr. Joseph, you are from which faculty again?
Language and communication.
That's why kan? That's why you are not from engineering, right? See, kalau kinesthetic and you tinggi, and then you're from language and communication, yang tu memang best sikit lah. Split personality, tak adalah. Joking Okay, Dr. Salana Yanti, read and write from which faculty? Same as Dr. Joseph ke? Oh yes, okay. Nampak? Saya dah jadi macam dia tukang tilik tahu orang fakulti mana kan? The magic has been unrevealed kan? The magic has been revealed, betul tak kan? Dr. Deborah, you're from medicine ke engineering? Or engineering? Medical, okay. Are you a surgeon, Dr. Deborah? public health physician. Okay. Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, actually, if we may use this kind of questionnaire, kan, for our students, for their first year student, okay, we are creating a good profile actually. So we can um, mold and shape the career of our student from now on, kan? Daripada sekarang kita nampak kecenderungan pelajar kita kan. Bahaya doktor kan. Okay, Dr. Lau, which faculty, Dr. Lau?
Faculty of Computer Science and IT.
Right, sama juga NIT people. That's why ada visual pun agak tinggi tu. Okay. Interesting this one. Quite the same Dr. Haniza. Which faculty you are coming from? Dr. Haniza? Medical juga. Okay. Ada kinesthetic, read and write pun suka. Maknanya Dr. Haniza loves to read, kan? Lecture notes, lepas tu suka juga video. Okay, Dr. Marlina. Which faculty, Dr. Marlina? Because your read and write almost zero. Ini memang tak suka baca ni. Betul, Dr. Marlina? I read important things only. Okay. Which faculty, Dr. Marlina? Medical juga. See? Alright. Okay, Alhamdulillah. So, macam mana jangan cakap learning style is just a myth Saya pun tak tahulah Okay. Because ini memang supportive evidence lah. Okay, Dr. Hamdi. Which faculty, Dr. Hamdi? I forgot just now. Sama macam Maina. Okay. Dr. Melissa, which faculty? Boleh tak tulis sekali siapa yang tulis ni? We who don't like to read. Medical. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, so this is just this is a free of charge FOC punya website. If you want to go more details, you may subscribe to a VARK questionnaire yang paid version. So dia akan lebih tara, and it diverse in terms of language pun. You can have Mandarin, Japanese, Portuguese. We have so many. Nampak ni, Pak full report, you need to pay $10. You will get a full report lah. Okay, and normally in USAID, and when we want to purchase more LCD ke teaching aid, normally we will rely on the data from this ni lah. When we may say to our TNCA that we want to buy more 360 cameras ke more LCDs and teaching aid, because from our data, students 80% of the students from faculty are visual learners or auditory learners. So you ada data yang concrete data for you to support your purchase tu. Bukan hanya kita cakap pelajar-pelajar sekian bagus-bagus dia good and videos lah. This is a trend, trendy right now. Tapi according to the data from your student lah. Dr. Aidil, read and write. Which faculty, Dr. Aidil? Dr. Lawrence, which faculty you are coming from? Siti Aisyah? Engineering. Okay, tapi Dr. Aidil ni agak sikit ni, you kinesthetic 8, tapi you suka juga read and write. Ni kalau buat apa-apa engineering punya manual, you mesti tekan emphasize more on manual. Betul tak, Dr. Aidil?
Betul.
Sebelum nak ni memang manual. Memang manual ni memang penting kan. Mana-mana pun penting. Tapi Dr. Aidil manual tu atas sekali. Masuk lab ke, you dah pandai macam mana pun, setiap kali masuk lab, manuals is number one. I want you to read first the manual and understand. And then baru kita pergi pada diagram dan sebagainya. Okay, Dr. Lawrence from medical, right? Agak sama, kinesthetic pun, tapi pun kena baca kat instruction, make sure all the microorganism apa semua dia punya tulang, bones ke apa tu mesti master dah. Okay. Dr. Lawrence, are you surgeon? Pharmacist. Alright. Sebab tu kinesetik tak tinggi tu. Kita nampak dah kat situ. Tengok soalan-soalan saya macam doktor ni macam tahu je padahal bukan tahu pun. Ini memang apa it's an open and it is an open secret lah. Okay, so you will see that right now the learning style will chart not just the career but the way you teach in your class. Okay, right. Okay, let us continue. Okay, so coming back to the restaurant punya case study just now kan, we will see that that old lady, she does not know what to eat. She doesn't know what to eat because too many choices, and then misaligned, and the menu is quite misaligned with her interests or with her needs. So you will see this model whereby the customer come in the restaurant, they have the food menu, okay. So we don't need 160 dishes or meal. We just need set A, B, or C. Maybe this is Indian food, this is Sarawakian food, this is Malay food, this is Sabahan food, kan? According to the customer needs. And then from the food menu, they will go straight to the chef and cook. Okay, they take the customer order, set A, B, or C, and they started to prepare the ingredient first, and then the way to cook, they want to fry it, boil it, or bake it, and then the instrument lah. You want to use the big kuali or big wok, kuali yang lepeh to cook. If you want to use a very small wok ataupun periuk to cook curry, boleh ke? Boleh, but it will take longer time lah, kan? Tapi still boleh. And then you are bounded by the theories and practices in the hospitality industry, kan? And the chef code of ethics. You need to wear your apron and your hat, kan? And then you start to prepare your food buffet. Okay. Jadi buffet tadi, we don't need 160 and just set A, ada plain rice dengan tadi terubuk masin, and then ada set B, Indian food, and then Chinese food ataupun Japanese food. Ada 2-3 sahaja food, tapi bila customer datang, and then they will say, oh, ada lah kat sini, plain rice and terubuk fish punya ikan masin ni, ambil pula daripada Pasar Satok ni kan, best ni. Jadi tak perlu banyak-banyak. And then the validation will be done by the master chef, kan? Master chef datang, rasa, and then okay, next time less salt ataupun less chili, more chili ke, boleh bagi, and then your food buffet will be improved from time to time. And don't forget to put the tagging, because some of the gulai ke, kari ke, kan, people will ask, ini curry, lamb curry, mutton curry or beef curry? Okay, seorang tanya. And then the next customer will ask the same question again and again. Why not we just put tagging here, mutton curry? Then people will not ask again. Right now, you don't put any tagging, then people will ask the same question again and again, and you will get fed up because of that question. Okay, and then the feedback from the customers and the testimonial will improve the ingredient, way to cook an instrument from time to time. Now, in our educational settings, okay, same. Learners, we have auditory learners, we have visual learners, we have kinesthetic learners. Right now, UNIMAS, we already using the interactive learning style self-assessment that we just finished just now, VARK. From there, you will get used with your student. You have the data from the student, kan? So as the learning designers, kita kan chef kat belakang, kan? We are learning designers. We know already the learning preferences. They are auditory. How many % of them are auditory? How many % are solitary or logical, mathematical students? We already have their learning preferences data. So we start to prepare the content. The content ni apa? Ingredients. Ingredient, the content first. And then way to cook and the pedagogy, you want to go task-based learning, you want to go for one-to-one, one-to-many, PBL, problem-based learning. And then last kali baru kita go for technology. Some of the lecturers, they think about the technology first. Wrong. Okay, you must, because without technology, even without technology, we still can teach. But without content, without pedagogy, we cannot teach. But without technology, we still can teach. Because mortar and board ataupun chalk and talk is also some kind of technology. Okay, but without content and pedagogy, we cannot teach. And bounded by Ghanaian non-level of instruction or UDL, Universal Design of Learning, learning, we can also deliver the learning materials to our student. Then last but not least, we will produce a good learning buffet. It doesn't mean that in our MOOC, in our micro credential, we need to dump everything and then we make it as a good buffet. When that old lady come again, and then I don't know what to eat. Same goes with our student. Kita masukkan, we dump every single video that we have in our PC, in our MOOC, or in our e-lib or in Moodle, and then kata, I already uploaded the videos. Just watch lah. Just watch every single videos. Okay. But right now we just produce a content and pedagogy and technology and learning buffet that really suit with our student needs so that it will not be misaligned. And validation by the master chef or subject matter expert. The validation will be done by the subject matter expert, and you need to put tagging to your video. This one is for first year, for undergraduate, physics for postgraduate, physics for engineering student, physics for medical students. You must put tagging, so student will easily get to your learning materials. Okay. Right. So for further details, more details, you may log on to Scholars Map. This is an article that have been published in 2018. So 2018, I've been promoting Learning Buffet as a universal design learning for any subject using technology. Right, so the Ghanaian 9 event of instruction just now that I mentioned to you, it's all about gain attention first. You don't, some of the lecturers, they go to class and straight away present new content. So you need to start first with gain attention, okay? Present a dilemma, analogy, or video, and then list clear learning outcomes, inform them the learning outcome first, list clear learning outcomes creatively. You may throw some question or challenge. And number 3, stimulate recall prior knowledge. Okay, explain how prior knowledge you may relate with the prior last week lesson, and then initiate discussion and or pre-test. Then you present your new content. Okay, explain it and give them some example and show some simulation. Don't forget to provide them with guidance, okay, such as guidelines, checklists, mnemonics, or group discussion. After that, you may give them some kind of assessment by providing them with the learning activities to check their understanding and provide feedback whenever they need to, even either with a self feedback or peer feedback or facilitator feedback. And don't forget to assess learning by doing some practical or e-portfolio or quiz. And last but not least, the summary part, which is to enhance the retention and transfer by doing some kind of summary, conclude the topic, and don't forget to provide additional resources. This is what Ghanaian 9 event of instructions are all about. Right, so I guess it's at 11 o'clock. Can we take a 5 minutes break, everyone? Okay, thank you very much. We will proceed at 11:05, inshallah. Pedagogy Wheel version 5.0. I guess the latest one is 5.2. So when you ask what kind of apps that we may use in our teacher learning, don't worry, because we have so many free of charge or FOC apps from Android or even from iOS. Okay, and surprisingly, in this pedagogy wheel, it already stated here the Bloom taxonomy. Whether remember, for understand, for apply, for analyze, to evaluate, on to create. We have so many action verb here that you might use, not just for your OBE, but for your teaching and learning, and followed by the activities. Let's say for the understand, you may have some kind of summary, conclusion, block journaling. For the HOTS or for high order thinking like analyze and evaluate, you may have some kind of action verb like divide, integrate, assess, editorialize. You may have activities like forum post, opinion, judgments, critiquing, relationship mind maps, okay, and followed by the application from iOS and Play Store. Okay, we have so many applications here. So if you don't have any idea how you can merge your activities with the apps, you just log on to or search from the Google the pedagogy wheel. Okay, version 5.0, version 5.2. Because they have a application selection criteria here. Okay, what is the meaning of remembering, understanding? Because this is the Bloom taxonomy version Krathwohl and Marzano. Okay, the latest version of Bloom taxonomy. Okay, and according to Nightingale, okay, you may have some kind of activities that you may be doing in your class. You have so many actually. You may use the short answers, question, review, because if you want your class, your student to thinking critically and making judgment. So this is what blended learning. We can add some kind of added value to our blended learning class or in your flexible learning. Okay. And solving problems. Okay, and demonstrating knowledge and designing, creating. You may use project or report. So this will some kind of guide you to do some kind of activities related to, with your subjects. And assessing and managing information, you may use a presentation, literature review, managing and developing oneself. Okay, and communicating one-way or two-way communication within the group, verbal. This is some kind of the way you may get more participation in your class. Right, so good news for lecturers from medical students. So I have shared a few times. So like maybe some of you might not watch yet this video. So this is a flipped classroom or lectureless class, not just a lectureless, but lectureless class from a Duke NUS Graduate Medical School of Singapore. So happened to be in 2016, I have the opportunity to deliver a keynote address in NTU, Nanyang Technological University. So at that time, one lecturer for medicine asked me about, can we actually use blended learning or flipped classroom for medical? So one of the lecturer shared this video on how they use the lectureless class in Duke NUS or Nanyang University, Singapore. Okay.
Team Lead is the local Duke NUS adaptation of a learning process called team-based learning. The essential issue in Team Lead is to put the primary responsibility for learning on the student. And so the students prepare a defined set of materials
That can include several Duke lectures from Durham, North Carolina. It can be book chapters that they might have to read about the content, articles of the current literature and research, a variety of things that the faculty have decided will cover the core principles that they want them to know before they come into class.
The students come in on Monday and Thursday mornings. They then have 30 minutes to complete an individual readiness assessment exam of 25 questions. The exam questions are well written and not ambiguous. And so the students then are engaged then in a serious process of how much have I learned? And there's an element of individual responsibility. At the end of that 30 minutes, there's a very exciting event, which is when the students turn from struggling as an individual to them being able to talk with their teammates. And I never tire of watching this transition.
Then the instant the clock goes, suddenly the volume goes very, very high, and they're all talking and discussing, and now the team has to do the same test again. And for each question, the team only gets to submit one answer. So part of what this methodology does is it forces a student to explain why I know this to be the right answer. This is how I understand it, and this is why I understand it. And try to convince the other students and have a discussion about it. And it's through that discussion that they can crystallize their ideas and remember it a lot better.
Part of what Team Lead is designed to do is help the students begin to take ownership in their own learning and understand where their gaps are and what they know and what they don't know. The next phase of that process, the students then have to ask questions about their gaps.
We would ask each group to write down their questions, and we would assign those questions to another group to answer in a formal way. So one group would write down their questions, and we would say, take this question and give it to another group. Give all the groups 10 minutes to prepare, and then have a group discussion. Each session, we assigned a student to stand at the front of the class and facilitate the discussion.
Any more questions about acetaminophen, Ms. Reza?
Basically, they have a control which would give you no inflammation.
The faculty will be around to help them answer their doubts. But we have modified it in such a way that we don't answer them firsthand. We get the students to answer each other's queries as a big team.
You look under the microscope, you know where these IgGs are located, where the immunoglobulins are located.
Afternoon, the students go through a process called an application session in which they problem solve clinical cases, clinical scenarios based on the information that they've learned earlier.
So the students are working through the case problem, the patient, the issues, the answers, and the faculty are working through the same problem. First of all, we're analyzing the problem. Is this an important case scenario? Are we sure we're asking a good question? What is the learning that we're trying to achieve?
As a faculty member, we spend a lot of time writing the questions really well. This is all done behind the scenes. What we do not spend our time doing is talking to the students directly. It's the students who talk.
Okay, question number 1. We start with group 7.
Let's say if we have a lesion like 2 and 3, but they recently changed in size, would you actually think that it might be melanocytic melanoma?
Because of the way the answers are to be derived at with the team dynamics, everybody in that team of 7 needs to agree on one common answer before they commit. And through that process, we hope that they will learn to listen to each other. They will learn to agree with each other.
Team Lead works because the faculty work as a team as well. Faculty members take on different roles, they help each other, they work together to be able to deliver this educational program. Our faculty are role modeling what we want our students to do.
Where I used to go for undergrad, it was very lecture-based. The professor just stands and talk, and then we just take notes ferociously and try to remember every single detail we could. Whereas in Team Lead, it's very different.
All right. Right. So I guess I guess this video really answered the question of that people from medical faculties, because before this they always ask about, can we blend it? We are more, it is different in medical and pharmacy and dentistry faculties. Can we blend our teaching and learning using a blended learning, using an online, because it is quite different. So I guess this video from this team lead, because in social science, I guess we are more familiar with the blended learning. We have already blended our learning, but it also can be apprehended and can be applied in our medical. You will see in the class, there is no lecture, or it's only timer and instruction, right? The students will be assigned the sitting according to their names. The first 30 minutes, they will they have been asked to do the individual assessment, right? They have some cases. We can apply this approach in PBL too, in problem-based learning. Okay, peer assessment, and then after 30 minutes, the timing, and then they change to group assessment. So they need to negotiate, convince students why I know that answer and why you should choose my answer rather than using yours, right? But getting the buy-in from the stakeholders is another ball game altogether. Yes, correct. But I think not just a blending the learning lah. Everything pun kita kena dapat we need to get the buy-in. But you know, kalau kita, if you want to show the effectiveness, this is some kind of the model lah that we can use. That's why in a 7 habit study, embrace the change, kan? Not just us lah. That's why they mention in this video, the Duke NUS, the team lead works because the faculty, kan? Because the faculty, they get the buy-in from the faculty, not just from the stakeholders. You are right, Dr. Uy. So yang ni lah, this is the big role of CAM lah, untuk dapatkan the deans first, and then the program coordinator, the head of department, and then the deputy dean, and then the faculty members. Actually, I have been using this kind of approach 2 semesters already. I'm doing alone in my class, using a lectureless, because I just monitor the student and then brief them. But we are tiring lah in terms of doing instruction. That's why they need to work closely with the faculty members, because it is very tiring and exhausting preparing the question, not the answer, because student will get the answer, but the instruction for individual and for group. But yes, they need to unlearn and relearn, part of student learner training. Great. Okay, you may get this video from YouTube. Just type Duke NUS team lead. You will get this video, because I have already cut the talkative punya scene. I cut a little bit and then just focus on the gist of the video lah, because this video is rather longer. Okay, this is another one from Hans Rosling. Hans Rosling, this is a data scientist. At SPM level, actually, I don't like sejarah or history subject and accounting subject lah. But when I watch this video, I just rethink, if I have been taught this way during my history, sejarah and accounting ataupun perakaunan subject during my SPM level, maybe at this time I will love sejarah and accounting very much. Okay, let's watch this video.
Visualization is right at the heart of my own work too. I teach global health. And I know having the data is not enough. I have to show it in ways people both enjoy and understand. Now, I'm going to try something I've never done before. Animating the data in real space, with a bit of technical assistance from the crew.
So, here we go. First, an axis for health, life expectancy, from 25 years to 75 years. And down here, an axis for wealth, income per person, $400,000, $4,000, and $40,000. So down here is poor and sick, and up here is rich and healthy. Now, I'm going to show you the world 200 years ago, in 1810. Here come all the countries. Europe brown, Asia red, Middle East green, Africa south of Sahara blue, and the Americas yellow. And the size of the country bubbles show the size of the population. And in 1810, it was pretty crowded down there, wasn't it? All countries were sick and poor. Life expectancy were below 40 in all countries. And only UK and the Netherlands were slightly better off, but not much. And now, why start the world? The Industrial Revolution makes countries in Europe and elsewhere move away from the rest. But the colonized countries in Asia and Africa, they are stuck down there. And eventually, the Western countries get healthier and healthier. And now we slow down to show the impact of the First World War and the Spanish flu epidemic. What a catastrophe! And now I speed up through the 1920s and the 1930s. And in spite of the Great Depression, Western countries forge on towards greater wealth and health. Japan and some others try to follow, but most countries stay down here. Now, after the tragedies of the Second World War, we stop a bit to look at the world in 1948. 1948 was a great year. The war was over, Sweden topped the medal table at the Winter Olympics, and I was born. But the differences between the countries of the world was wider than ever. United States was in the front, Japan was catching up, Brazil was way behind, Iran was getting a little richer from oil, but still had short lives. And the Asian giants, China, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Indonesia, they were still poor and sick down here. But look what is about to happen. Here we go again. In my lifetime, former colonies gained independence, and then finally they started to get healthier and healthier and healthier. And in the 1970s, then countries in Asia and Latin America started to catch up with the Western countries. They became the emerging economies. Some in Africa follows. Some Africans were stuck in civil war and others hit by HIV. And now we can see the world today in the most up-to-date statistics. Most people today live in the middle, but there are huge differences at the same time between the best of countries and the worst of countries. And there are also huge inequalities within countries. These bubbles show country averages, but I can split them. Take China, I can split it into provinces. There goes Shanghai. It has the same wealth and health as Italy today. And there is the poor inland province Guizhou. It is like Pakistan. And if I split it further, the rural parts are like Ghana in Africa.
And yet, despite the enormous disparities today, we have seen 200 years of remarkable progress. That huge historical gap between the West and the rest is now closing. We have become an entirely new converging world. And I see a clear trend into the future. With aid, trade, green technology and peace, it's fully possible that everyone can make it to the healthy, wealthy corner.
Well, what you just seen in the last few minutes is a story of 200 countries shown over 200 years and beyond. It involved plotting of 120,000 numbers. Pretty neat, huh?
Okay, pretty neat, huh? See, 200 countries, over 200 years and beyond. So, like if sejarah subject in school or history or even economy asas kan has been taught this way during my SPM level, me myself lah, personally, mesti saya suka punya lah. Yang baca tu yang saya tak boleh tu. Okay, read and read tu. Okay, what say you, ladies and gentlemen, about this video from Hans Rosling? What is your comment? Dr. Muhammad Sabrun teaching accounting using visualization and narrative by doing it, okay, right? For a read and write student, maybe they love reading from textbook. As for me, visual learners, yang Hans Rosling punya ni memang power lah, memang best. Is there any comment? Very interesting way for teaching history, not for history, or if you have a timeline kan, what happened, not just for history lah, for accounting, for economy, for some other subject that really related to timeline punya, industrial revolution contohnya. It's a very interesting way for teaching, for teaching using this narrative and visualization. Okay, so I guess the question here, maybe it involves a lot of technical team kan. So actually, ladies and gentlemen, you can use your PowerPoint. You can use your PowerPoint. You may starting from the 90s, okay, the dot kan. And then next page, you can use motion path in your PowerPoint, and then it will move here, and here. And then the next page, 90s, and then 2000, 30s, so it will move. Okay, this, so if you have a project, okay, you show your student this video and ask them to do like this video using PowerPoint. I'm sure they will get very excited to do the task. Boleh, insyaAllah. I try with my student, but I'm teaching Arabic, but different lah in Arabic kan. And another one, you may use Lightboard. Okay, Lightboard. If you want to purchase this video, I guess also can. Okay, this is my YouTube channel. Okay, this is Lightboard. Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan.
So this is a visualization, but I'm using a little bit drawing lah.
Baca di dalam ada sebenarnya 8 doa yang ni. Okay. Yep.
Okay, I'm just muting the sound. So you may be facing your own students right now. If we are teaching using the blackboard or whiteboard, actually kita akan flipping kan. We are blocking our student, but right now we are teaching and we are facing our students. So this is what we call as lightboard. You may purchase one, or you may build your own DIY lightboard. Boleh Google je, simple je. So this is what USAM has purchased lah. I just use for my teaching and learning. Okay, let's say your subject is related to calculation kan, you boleh buat calculation and then you face your student. Okay, so the rest you may take a look from my YouTube channel later on, Lightboard. So this is from Hans Rosling. So when we talk about leveraging technology, of course, as most thing in life, we should be cognizant of the shortcomings, and over dependent on technology. Too much of a good thing also runs the risk of becoming ineffective. Too much technology pun will lead with some kind of ineffective. And technology should always be used in tandem with pedagogical principle. It's not only the thing, it's not the only thing, but it always adds value, and it will never replace good teacher, good instructor, good lecturer. Okay, and there are from several studies I have gathered 12 ways to increase student participation or engagement. The first one is to see or show them the goal of the activity. Number 2 is to strategize or do teamwork and let students answer together. Number 3, bonding. Let the students express themselves in their own way. That's whether it is right or wrong, we just give them the chance to express themselves. Next, demo or demonstrate how to participate. Sometimes students, they don't know how to participate in their WebEx class. Okay, if you are using WebEx, they don't know how to participate. So as an instructor, as a lecturers, we need to demonstrate, giving them a simple guidance on how they can participate in our class. We may also consider to gamify or use the gamification in our class, and have an open share time. Okay. Next, set a time limit on the activity to increase urgency. Sometimes we have the activity, but deadline tak letak pun. We don't put any deadline. Siku hatilah nak hantar bila asalkan not exceed the end of this semester. Jadi there's no some sense of urgency lah. Student will not feel it. And then grade, disconnect from grades so they can contribute and not affect the grade. I mean here the grade for the participation lah. Tapi during the exam, project class, a class project, presentation, of course you have grade and marks for that. But for participation and engagement, disconnect them from grades. Next, fail. Show them you don't know everything and it's okay, guys. Show them. If you don't know, it's okay. At least you participate and you try. Give it a try. Resources, give them the resources to participate. Sometimes you ask your student to participate, but you don't supply them with enough resources. And survey, ask the student how they like to participate. You do some kind of a short survey, ask the student, you want to participate using WhatsApp group, LMS, using video, using voice note, using PDF, and so on and so forth. Last but not least, give them a real life problem to solve. So real life problem, that means it doesn't have to be from you all the time. You may ask your student to share their real life problem from journal, from newspaper, from tabloid, okay? And then we bring it to class and then relate the real life problem with the subject matter, and then ask the class to collaborate and to solve the problems together. Right, so this is some kind of a very short and brief guidelines. This is high bandwidth, low bandwidth. Let's say if you have a low bandwidth, okay, but you want to low immediacy, you may use discussion boards with text and images, or email, or reading with text and images. But if you have the high bandwidth, but you want a low immediacy or urgency, there's a low immediacy in terms of response from the student, you may use pre-recorded video, asynchronous discussion with video, or asynchronous discussion with audio and pre-recorded audio. Same goes with the high immediacy. If like right now, we want to have a very high immediacy session with a high bandwidth. That's why we use video conferences and audio conferences, whereby if you have a low bandwidth, you may use collaborative documents like Dropbox or Google Drive, and you have a group chat and messaging using WhatsApp and Telegram. Right, so this is my last slide. Normally, I don't put any thank you or for listening in my presentation. So I share a video, Life as an Academic. And if we have time, we will open for Q&A. Or if we have more time, I would like to share with all of you 1 or 2 artificial intelligence tools for teaching and learning, inshallah. Okay, let's watch this video first. Life as an Academic. Okay, exactly what we like, not just you lah, Dr. Sabrun kan, what we have felt like for the last, not just 16 months, but for those who have been served UNIMAS for more than 10 years, 20 years. So this is life as an academic, you know, to 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 um to suggest a new approach, embrace the changes, to get the buy-in, as Dr. Uy mentioned just now, to get a buy-in from the stakeholders, right? So this is life as an academic. But to publish a good article right now demanded some kind of index, corpus, and ISI. We have so many consultation lagi, commercialization, supervision, kan? So we are not just come to the university to teach, but we have so many PPP, penyeliaan perundingan. We have 7 or 8 Ps to fill in, kan? And then one day you will get promoted from the lecturer to senior lecturer, and then to associate professor, and to the professor we have Professor C, B, and A. So I just share because I am just an ordinary academic like all of you. So the thing is, we might collaborate, we have cooperate. If you want to go faster, then you go alone. But if you want to go further, then you go with our colleagues. All right, so that's the end of my sharing session with all of you. I hope I have done the justice for all the participants. So we have like 20 minutes before we reach 12 o'clock. So if you have any questions, you may, or you want me to share, you want to open for Q&A first, or you want me to just very quick to share about the 2AI application for teaching and learning? Please share the okay AI application. So right. So the first one is the Canva that I use for my Habibi, right? Habibi. So if you have after you registered for your Canva, you may see down here you have a home, projects, templates, brand, and apps. You just go to apps, okay, and then there is a hyphen ID AI presenters. So I use this DID AI presenters. Okay, you may use in existing design or use in new design. Okay, let's say if you want to video Facebook for Instagram. Okay, let's say I use a video. Okay, so from this DID presenter, you may choose a presenter, or even you may upload your own picture. Okay, so let's say here I sign up and sign in using my account. All right. So you may upload your own picture. So this is my picture, my passport picture kot, IC picture, tak ingat lah. This is 2008, 15 years back when I first join university lah, muka muda lagi kan, 15 years ago. So you may use, what should I say? Let's say, welcome to UNIMAS, okay, everyone. Right, so choose language, and then maybe Jacob, and preview speech.
Welcome to UNIMAS, everyone.
Okay, I'm using this one. Okay, so you may choose this, and then you may choose your picture, and then you may publish. Okay, this is very simple lah for using Canva. The second one is Harpa AI. Okay, Canva tu simple. You boleh guna, you may discover more from YouTube lah. Herpa AI it is an automation agent for Chrome. So you may get a free plugin for your Chrome. So what can Herpa AI help us? Okay, let's say lah kita buka, you open BBC News. Okay, BBC News. Right? Okay, let's say, okay, this is a very hot story right now. Race against time to save Morocco quick rubble. Okay, so sometimes kita dah baca-baca kan, we ask our student to summarize. So normally student will summary, they will use Google, they will use ChatGPT kan. So what else is left? So simple je. Okay, kalau if you have installed Herpa AI, you will click here the extension and then click Herpa AI. Okay, so ask me anything. Okay, I can read, I can access 100 commands. Okay, so first I need to use the slash or backslash. This is a slash, right? Slash. So when you click slash, it will pop up. Okay, this clear, article creator, reply, rewrite, compose, ask, alternative, summary. Let's say I choose summary. Okay, pick a summary format or type custom instruction. Okay, let's say I don't want to type any custom instruction. I choose report. Yeah. Okay, so you don't need to read this lengthy. You just go to this summary. Okay, the key takeaway from this web page is that Morocco is facing critical and summary. Morocco is facing, okay, earthquake, and then receive report, summary critical. You want to shorten, simplify, clarity, expand, shorten. Let's say I want to simplify. See, a simplified version of this news. Morocco is rushing, blah, blah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then if you want to shorten, pendek lagi, nak letak dalam tweet, tinggallah 5 saja. How about that? Nice kan? Kalau you watch YouTube video pun, you boleh gunakan juga. Sebab dia boleh, it can summarize from YouTube. YouTube video, it will change to text. Okay.
What is the name of this
question here? But is there any question?
What is the name of this application?
Oh, sorry. Okay, the name is Herpa AI. HARPA AI. Yeah, let me share with you the link in Herpa AI. GPT, Herpa AI. I already share with you. Okay, but right now there will be some kind of we will worry lah kan. Our student senang lah for our student kan. Nak so summarize je. They will in less than 1 minute, in 5 seconds, they already get a summary. So we are one step ahead of our student. Don't worry. Okay, they will find the summary. Now we will ask our student what kind of approaches has been using by Herpa AI to do the summary. Kan? Guna auto plugin, betul tak? Okay, same goes with Quillbot. Kan, students are using Quillbot right now. Okay, to rewrite, to paraphrase kan. Let's say kita ambil tadi, we take this, the whole paragraph, and then they are using kan student kan, kita kata macam student cheating using Quillbot, they can paraphrase right now easily kan, even in okay, right? Okay, I potong sikit, dia suruh pendekkan sikit. Okay. 118 words. Ini ada mood standard saja. Sorry. Apa tak working saya punya ni? Okay, sekejap. Because actually I'm using the premium. For premium, you have a standard, fluency, formal, academic, simple, creative, expand. So student will choose these 7 to 8 types of paraphrase punya mode lah. Let's say we use academic, dia akan keluar kat sini academic, simple, dia akan keluar simple punya style. Now we don't ask our student to paraphrase anymore, but kita akan we give them the ideas. Okay, this is academic, simple. We ask them to use some kind of comparison. What are the machine or engine behind that? We ask our student to identify kalau academic ni apa karakteristik, macam mana, how they transform from the standard mode to the academic. Yang tu dia akan menjadikan kelas kita higher order thinking. We don't ask the student to paraphrase anymore, but because they already know how to paraphrase kan. Sekarang we ask the student daripada from this paraphrase punya mode ni, you kena analyze pula macam mana, apa yang berubah, what is changing, what is remain as it is menggunakan Quillbot. Tu the idea lah. Okay, so dah berapa dah ni? 3. Tadi janji 2 je. Last kali. pi.ai.top ni last. Okay, I want all of you to click this pi.ai/, pi.ai/top and try. Each of you to try this. Okay. You will see, you talk with PI ni, never stop, tak boleh ni. Semalam, I have a very short talk with PI ni about apa? About germs kot. Itu pun dah tak tahu dah. Tak boleh stop. What do you like to do in your free time? Let's say, watching movies. That's awesome. Talking about movie is something I can do all day long. What sort of movie do you enjoy the most? Let's say, thriller. Oh, a fan of suspense. Sebut again. It's so thrilling to watch ni. Are you more into psychological thrillers like Gone Girl or action thrillers? Kita pun like action thrillers. Enter lagi. I love action thrillers tu. Dia pun suka action thrillers juga. They are so much fun to watch. Have you seen any of those? Dia pula jadi teman cakap kita. So this is what I don't see this in Siri ataupun Google punya ni. Sebab Google Siri, they ask us to ask them first. Kan? Siri akan minta kita tanya dulu. Tapi ni dia tanya kita dulu. PI will ask us first. Could you please share your response, Dr. Joseph? If you have dah chat a little bit with PI ni.
Tengah buat. I'm addicted higher ni.
Is it the same as ChatGPT? Actually, it's not as same as GPT, but pi.ai is using the same language model. Same language model lah. ChatGPT, we will do more asking part. Tapi yang PI ni, the PI will ask us more than we do lah. That's why in our class, if you want to practice English, kan, boleh. If you want to practice English, if you want to practice, okay, let's say, can we talk about something else? Okay, tengok dia cakap, absolutely, I am ready to chat. Lagi lah. Tapi dia lebih macam bahasa macam ayah kita, mak kita, our friend, very friendly. How about, dia siap tanya lagi, how about we switch, you have to talk about music or maybe different genres or movie. Okay, saya bercakap, no, I would like to talk about drugs. Contoh sajalah kan. Oh, ada kata kan, I am designed not to facilitate conversation around illegal drugs. Let's talk about drugs used in medicine. Kita kata ubat bukannya dadah kan. Tengok dia cakap kan, medical drugs. That's much a safer topic. You just imagine we can talk with this PI all day, tak boring pun. I'm happy to chat with you about that and how pharmaceutical play a huge role in modern medicine. However, I'm not qualified. Dia kata tak qualified, dia mengaku, I can provide factual information about medication, but please understand I'm not your doctor. That said, what aspect of medical drugs are you most interested in? Siapa lagi yang ada guna? Kalau saya dapat from this 71, boleh share, not just Dr. Joseph. Boleh ke share? Let's talk about automotive. Tengok, kita try dia. Let's talk about automotive. Sure thing. Talking about cars and automotive industry, definitely a lot of fun. Tengok, dia tawarkan kat kita pula. See, Dr. Marina got dragged already kan? Jangan lama-lama kat sini tapi I guess saya boleh suggest kita guna dalam kelas lah. Kita guna dalam kelas. Lagi best. You guna dalam, you use in your blended learning, memang best. So right now, we need to teach our student inquiry-based learning. Bukan task-based learning dah. Dia AI ni menggalakkan kita to go more into inquiry-based learning on how we can ask question, a good question. Baru it will lead to a good set of answers. Inquiry-based learning, yes.
Dr. Kamimi, can I just add a comment if you don't mind?
Sure. Yes, sure thing.
I like the part which you talked about inquiry-based learning, because you see when we get undergraduates coming to universities, at school they are not really cultivated or developed to ask questions because we are very exam-oriented. So when we get our students in here, to get them, for example, I use AI to get students to generate assessment questions that they themselves would like to do, where the AI will. And I have a challenge with this. That's why I said we have to get them to unlearn and relearn the basics of how to create questions, because questions are not created by them, it is given to them. So a lot of my students feel that they shouldn't be the one asking the questions. I should be the one asking them the questions in the classroom. So I think this has got to do a lot with learner training. What are your thoughts on this? Thank you.
So I guess that's why before we introduce a ChatGPT for our student, because in ChatGPT they don't know, because they don't know what to ask, right? Sometimes when we ask if you ask them to use a ChatGPT, they still coming back to us and then ChatGPT tak tahulah, ChatGPT does not understand my question. The thing is, you are the one who are coming to ChatGPT with a wrong question, right? That's why we ask our student to when they familiar with this PI, okay, dia dah boleh familiar dengan diri mereka dengan how to ask a good question. That's why di sini. So let's say, hi there, great to meet you, right? What do you like to do? What do you like to do in your free time? Tengok, dia mula dengan soalan yang very mellow, very shallow, okay, before going deeper. So when they familiar with this kind of inquiry based, okay, then it's easy for them to jump to ChatGPT lah. Tapi I'm sure lah, kalau you tanya ni apa saja if you ask PI talk ni, like Dr. Marlina, you will got drag lah sebab dia ada je dia punya ni kan. See, they ask us about our automotive racing like F1. Let's say I am into submarine lah contoh walaupun saya bukan, I am into submarine. Oh, dia pun, oh, now we are talking. See, submarines are fascinating machine. They are such, blah, 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 blah. More interested in more general field of submersible like research submarine? Yes, kita pun yes. Aha, I love your enthusiasm. See, this is the we will learn from this also kan, because they don't this PI already teach us on how we can give more and creative feedback to our student. Boleh guna ayat-ayat ni kan. Dalam WhatsApp group kita copy ni and then kita send dekat group. Nanti orang pun, student kita in our group, wah, Dr. Joseph ni kalau reply mesti yang best-best. See? Padahal they don't know and we take from this PI. Memang best lah. Jadi kita punya, daripada kita bagi just thumbs up kan, emoji je kan, kita bagi ayat yang macam ni to encourage our students to collaborate, to cooperate more and more. Okay, Dr. Deborah, I noticed that if we don't ask a particular or specific question regarding the subject, it will not give answer we want info. Yes, exactly. That's why lah. So dalam class, in class, we can discuss with our student on how we can polish the way we ask. Kan? Sebab as mentioned by Dr. Joseph just now, students are more into exam oriented during their secondary school punya level kan. That's why they bring up the same level to the tertiary level. Tapi right now kita boleh buat sedikit macam brainstorm untuk mereka supaya mereka boleh familiar dengan tertiary level punya level lah, tertiary level punya thinking and the way they ask. Sama ChatGPT pun, if you don't ask a particular specific question, dia akan jawab, ChatGPT will answer a very general answer. It will give you general answers. Doesn't matter if you use a ChatGPT 3.5 or the newer version ChatGPT Plus or 4.0, sama je. So actually we have so many AI, but I only choose to share just 2, 3 to 4, okay? Because too many application pun dia akan shredded ataupun dia crowded kita punya thinking kan. They just use this very good one you can use in any field, medicine, in accounting, in social sciences, humanities, and pre-university, okay? But I did not use. Saya tak try lagi. I haven't tried using Arabic. Boleh ke? Try Assalamualaikum. Boleh ke? Oh, tak boleh. Okay. Kalau yang Quillbot tu boleh. Tapi yang Herpa pun saya rasa boleh. Herpa ni pun quite okay jugalah. Banyak lah dia boleh. All right. So I would like to thank all of you. So I hope I have done justice with through these 3 hours. So I enjoy. What makes me enjoying this kind of session is receiving endless support and responses from the. Yes, you can use also consensus. Yes, for research. Research you can talk with the article, you can have conversation with your article. Lagi best kan. Malas nak baca artikel Elsevier sampai 30 pages kan, daripada Science Direct. Oh, tiring kan nak baca kan. Tapi consensus will help us lah. And elicit, ELICIT, you can talk, have conversation with the with your article and working paper. Okay, so thank you very much. Hope to see you again. If you want to follow me, you may follow me from Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. You just type Dr. Hamimi. Okay, with that, thank you very much. May Allah bless you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And have a very good day. Okay, Dr.
Okay,
Dayang, over to you.
Okay, thank you Dr. Nur Kamimi and also to all participants yang dah banyak soalan and also the comments. Okay, so saya rasa tak ada lagi dah yang tanya. Okay, so thank you and very much. Thank you also to all the honorable speakers and also the participant lah. Okay, so for the insightful and great presentation. So we have learned on flexible learning in teaching and learning and also examples of some tools to enhance our teaching and also to identify especially the students' learning styles to improve our teaching and learning styles. Okay, so we hope that you will find you will be getting some inspiration to conduct your teaching and learning. And thanks again from CAM and also to all honorable speaker and also to all the participants. Thank you for joining our webinars. And Assalamualaikum. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, welcome.